Hey everybody, Dr. Shook here. I hope you guys are doing well today. What I want to talk to you guys about today is staying with our theme of gut dysfunction and how that can affect different aspects of your health, how it can mimic hypothyroid symptoms, how it can disrupt thyroid physiology. And today I'm going to talk to you guys about how it can directly affect your metabolism. Because the two most common questions that I'm asked about are, why am I so tired, why don't I have any energy, and how can I lose weight? And so I want to really focus on some of the key things that we find that you may not know about, so that you can begin better understanding what could be happening and give you some ideas on how you can help yourself, okay? So guys, as with our other videos, if you like this topic, please vote by sharing the video. If you guys don't share the video, then I'm going to know that this is not a topic that you want me to go into deeper detail on, and I'll talk about something else, okay? So by sharing your voting that you like this, if you don't share it, then I will move on to another topic, okay? So let's go ahead and start talking about how your gut bacteria could be I'm missing the could, or could your gut bacteria be causing weight gain, okay? Could your gut bacteria be causing weight gain? So some of you guys may not know this, but there are two major groups of bacteria in the gut that can influence your metabolism. And your gut balance, if you have an imbalance in gut bacteria, we call it dysbiosis. Okay, dysbiosis, meaning there's an imbalance in your gut bacteria. Okay, so there are two different strains in particular that are really associated with either increased utilization of the calories that you're consuming. So basically, some of these bacteria they're more efficient at extracting nutrients from the food that you eat, and others are not. And if these are out of balance, you may be extracting more calories from the food that you're eating than really we would see occur normally, okay? Because you have such an overgrowth of the bacteria. So let's talk about the Firmicutes and the Bacteroidetes. Okay, so these are two different groups of bacteria, the Firmicutes and the Bacteroidetes. These are associated, the Firmicutes are associated with being overweight. You see, if you have an imbalance, so these guys are, again, the major groups of bacteria in the gut. If you have an overgrowth of the Firmicutes, that's more associated with being overweight, obesity, predisposing you to diabetes and metabolic syndrome. Now, this actually came out of the 2015. There was a research study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition where they talked about this and this overgrowth of these bacteria, and that they were more efficient at extracting nutrients. Now, you can also go to, you can look at Dr. David Perlmutter's book called Brain Maker. Fantastic book on the microbiome. And he talks about I can't remember if it's the Firmicutes in particular, but he talks about bacteria that are more efficient at extracting nutrients from food. And he had actually cited a research study where they took 3 laboratory mice or more, and they added artificial sweeteners. They fed them the exact same amount of calories, exactly the same amount of calories. And the only thing that was different was that the water that they were drinking, they gave them water. One mouse had water with artificial sweetener like saccharin added to it, another one with an artificial sweetener like aspartame added to it. And they did this study to see if they fed them the exact same amount of calories, and the only thing they did was give them a non-nutritive sweetener that should not add any calories. Would it change their metabolism? And what they found was that the mice that consumed the artificial sweeteners became obese. And they were like, why in the world would this happen? Like, why is this happening, right? Well, how can they be becoming obese when we're feeding them the exact same amount of calories, right? It's because, guys, there's more to your metabolism than calories. It's not just a math problem. So many people think it's energy in and energy out. If I burn more than I consume, I lose weight. That is an oversimplification of the problem. Hormones have a big role in metabolism, but also gut bacteria. So they looked at these mice and they tried to determine what was different. And basically one of the conclusions and one of the things that they saw associated with this was that there were a higher number of these bacteria that extracted more calories from the food. So you think about that for a second. Now, so what's normal? That's really the question. What we think is normal is there's a balance, and if we look at more indigenous cultures that have more of a plant-based, natural diet that comes from the earth, that's not as high in processed foods, they have a different bacterial balance, and that is more along the lines of what we think is normal and healthy, and not our processed, American diets that tend to be, and not just American. Other countries, the UK, Australia, they have similar problems. But in the US, we have a lot of processed foods, which change the gut bacterial balances. So, long story, I guess short here, is that if you have higher levels of firmicutes, it's definitely associated with a greater and a higher rate of extraction of nutrients from your food, which is not always a good thing, right? Now, the Bacteroidetes, these are associated with being leaner, and they break down carbohydrates from more sources that are plant-based, okay? So these are really important that these are in balance, and pardon me, you need to make sure that you have healthy gut bacteria. This is one of the things we've been talking a lot about lately, is gut bacteria, gut bacterial balance, and trying to reestablish better gut health, decreasing inflammation by eating the right types of foods, and by having the proper bacterial balance. So if you have imbalance, it can actually promote inflammation. And we talked about this extensively. If you guys look back at some of the past several days live stream videos, I've been talking a lot about the gut and a lot about inflammation. And the other day I talked about how inflammation would disrupt and decrease a hormone or an enzyme here called hormone-sensitive lipase. And it will decrease this activity of this hormone-sensitive lipase, and lipase helps to break down fat cells so that you can use fat for energy. So if you have bacterial imbalance, producing inflammation, and it decreases lipase activity, you're not going to be able to break down fat as efficiently and use fat for energy. So you can have, you'll see that there are, when we talk about this, these are actually a few different separate problems, right? This is a strain of bacteria that can extract more nutrients from food, which by itself you want to have balance there. But then inflammation is separate. It can be directly related to this, but it's separate, and it can create another problem. And inflammation has multiple effects on metabolism. It's not just hormone-sensitive lipase. It can decrease your conversion of T4 to T3. It can decrease sensitivity to all hormones, including thyroid hormones, so you have less metabolic activity. There's multiple problems here. So this is really something I wanted to share with you guys, because I think it's really important that you understand this. And the question always comes up, well, like, okay, so what do I do about it? Right? It's a good question. What you do about it is you get your gut healthy. That's the simple answer. And a lot of times the answers are much more complex, but that's going to be very unique to you as an individual. Like, what would you do about this stuff? Well, let's talk simply, right? Simply, you want to change diet and make sure you're eating more whole food, a whole foods diet. Foods that are not processed, for number one. Removing sugar from your diet. And you want to be consuming whole foods, non-processed foods that don't have added sugar. You want to be drinking plenty of water. You want to be eating more of a plant-based diet as well. And I'm not saying, like, I consume more of like a paleo-based diet. Okay, not very much processed food at all, if any, and it's very high in plant-based fibers and vegetables and leafy greens. Okay. Those are very helpful at improving this bacterial balance. But one of the things that I would suggest is, so yes, eating a diet more like a paleo or autoimmune paleo type of diet. The dietary program that we've put together, the 6-week Hashimoto's transformation program, focuses on improving all of these problems as well. Okay, so that's also an option for you if you're trying to improve your gut function, decrease inflammation, and balance blood sugar. Then our program is ideal for doing that, the 6-week Hashimoto's transformation program. And you guys can learn about that. People have asked us a lot about this lately, because when I talk about this, there are a few different dietary approaches you can take. Our program we've refined over probably 5 years or more, and we've continued to refine it. and we've incorporated lifestyle recommendations in there, so it's not just dietary. A support group so that you have support and people that you can talk to. And I've created an entire presentation around helping you do an assessment of your own health so you can best determine what nutritional supplementation, including probiotics and all kinds of things you might consider here, might be most appropriate to help you improve your gut balance and decrease inflammation and improve gut function and balance blood sugar, right? All these things, so we kind of help you to come up with a semi-customized approach to fixing a lot of your problems and addressing those. So you can check that out. If you guys are interested in like our program, you can go to thyroidgiveaway.com, and you can register free. I mean, we give our program away to one person every single month. But after you register for the giveaway, you can actually purchase the program at a discount. Right now we're doing a promotion for it. So you can go to Thyroid Giveaway, and you can get our dietary approach and everything for that, or you can try like autoimmune paleo or AIP diet, right? That's perfectly reasonable too if you want to try something like that. But guys, this is really, really important. One of the things that we commonly do to look at the gut health is some of the testing that we'll consider is going to be a stool profile, okay? So we'll look at a stool panel to show us if there's dysbiosis in the gut bacteria, to show us if there's inflammation, to show us if the localized immune system is working properly, to show us if there are different types of infections that can be occurring, whether they be bacterial or whether they be fungal or parasitic. So a stool profile is a good way to get some quantitative numbers to help you make decisions about what's happening here, and if this is indeed contributing to your inability to lose weight efficiently. Okay? So guys, I hope this has helped you out a lot today. I do have to run, but I do appreciate you guys so much. And again, if you like this type of topic, we're talking about the gut, we're talking about metabolism, then please do share this, and I'll use that as a way to observe and know if you guys like me to talk about this type of topic. Because I think what I'm going to do is, as long as I see that there's interest in it, I'm going to continue talking about gut function and metabolism and fatigue issues and some of the things that tie directly into that. Okay, so please do share it and help us help other people, but also let me know that this is what you want to hear about, okay? So I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I hope that this has definitely added some value to your life. Hey guys, Dr. Shook, thank you for viewing our videos. I hope they help you out. If you want to, just subscribe to our channel somewhere here. You can watch a video that YouTube's actually selected for you, so hopefully it'll help you out. If you need any other information or resources, just look in the description. We've got links to our website, to our 9 lab test guidebook, and everything else that we do. I really appreciate you, and I hope you guys have a great